Concert Friday. Good to see y'all. I'm on live today. Nice to be here. May have to switch rooms. Hey. So my daughter is sleeping in the next room, so that's why I'm switching rooms. So we'll see how it works in here. I don't want to wake her up. But it's pre-concert Friday. Thanks for coming. I'm here on this live tonight, which means once I'm done with this, it probably won't upload until a little bit later. So I took down 3 weeks of Free Concert Friday. So I didn't miss any week except for last week, even though there's less videos. I didn't have a Free Concert Friday last week, but I had some wardrobe issues on the other videos, so I took them down. So that's the reason why they're not up. So I have to I had to take them down, okay? You know how the internet is. Once it's up there, it's up there. And so, yes. So right now, those of you that don't know, this is Free Concert Friday. There's going to be talk or an actual meal. There's meal, music, and meditation every Friday. And I am Maui Noel. So first, we're going to talk about a meal. Tonight, I have not cooked as yet, but I'll tell you, I think I've explained a meal from agave before. My daughter and I, we have leftovers from agave. So if any of you ever are on the island of Grand Bahama, you must try agave. Okay? It's in Port Lucaya. The food is exceptional and it's consistent. The service isn't as consistent and exceptional as the food, but there are some workers that are there that are exceptional workers, I must admit. Okay? But the food is exceptional and the consistency of the exceptionalness of the food is commendable. So, and I really love their menu. And if you're ever on the island of Grand Bahama, you should check them out. But the past week, my daughter and I, we've been eating alkaline meals and drinking alkaline shakes because I've been starting to do some research on healthier eating for longevity and for weight loss and for my eyes, because you notice I'm wearing glasses now. And I realized, well, I'll tell you what happened. I had a couple of dreams about my eyes and that they weren't healthy and that something was going wrong. And there was just this one day that my eyes were just bothering me so much that I said, you know what, my daughter's going to go to the eye doctor to get a checkup. She was 100% fine. And I was like, I'm going to go too because my eyes were bothering me. I was having headaches in the back of my head. There was like some sinus pressure going on. And so I went to the doctor, to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor said that there may be something going on with my eyes. And that I needed glasses and then I needed extra testing. And I needed to go and do testing on my optic nerve because there may be something wrong with it. And so I've done a couple of tests. But I did a test already, but I'm supposed to get another test done. But I do know that there's something wrong because of the dream that I had. And the dream, it was a scary dream, but I knew that something was going on with my eyes even before the doctor said that. So I wasn't afraid going to the doctor because I kind of knew that something wasn't right. And I prayed about it, I prayed about it, and I prayed about it. And there was one night that I got up and I just sat on my bed and I prayed to God. I said, what do I need to do to help with my eye health? And just in that moment, in that instant, like sometimes you get this like feeling or you have this idea that shows up in your mind and there was foods that showed up in my mind, and it was God. Of course it was God. And I just started writing them down. And I did some research on every single one of the foods that I saw in that showed up in my mind. And it was from God. I do believe it was from God because it was the answer to my prayer. Every one of them were good for eyesight. There's bok choy, there's leafy greens, there's carrots, there's eggs, there's chicken. There was, these were all things that I saw, and I wrote them down. And what else? Things like that. I think that was all I saw. I don't remember anything else. I have written down, but yeah, but that's what I'm doing right now. I'm eating for health, and I had to change my view on eating. And so from now on, the meals are going to be healthier meals, nutrient-rich meals, and meals that will help with weight loss, with help with your body's with disease and with things like that. Because I realize that if we don't eat right, we won't be healthy. And I want to be healthy, and I want to live long. And I want to teach my daughter from young what to do to be healthy, what to do to live long, what to do to have healthy eyes, healthy ears, healthy skin, healthy organs. And it starts with your eating, your environment, keeping clean, your hygiene, taking care of your body, your relationships, your mental health, your what you say to yourself, what you put in your body, what you put in your eyes, what you put in your nose, what you put in your mouth, what you put in your ears, what you listen to, the way that you speak to yourself, the way that people speak to you, the way that you take care of yourself. These are all things that are important in life. And I realize now that I'm doing the work on myself and I'm doing all these things, how little I cared for myself. And now that I'm doing more, my self-worth is going up. And I find that people around me that also had low self-worth, their self-worth is going up also. So I'm leading by example how to have higher self-worth, how to raise your self-worth, how to care for yourself, how to take care of your body, take care of your mind, and take care of your mental health. That's something that I didn't really understand until I was in a mental crisis, going through a divorce. Anyone who's gone through a divorce, it's like someone is dying. Hey, you up already? What happened? She's up. You want to go back to sleep?
Swimming over?
Just about. So, those are going to be the types of meals that I want to be talking about. And those meals are important. And those meals are for life and for health. So, yeah, that was a long piece about meal for today, but I just letting you know moving forward. So my daughter this week, she had a mushroom wrap, which is mushrooms with a tasty sauce, and in a spelt flour wrap, along with some greens, delicious greens, and onions, and it's so delicious. And then in the place that we got it from, it's called Shake It Off in the mall in Grand Bahama. If you're ever in Grand Bahama and you want healthy alkaline meals that are also tasty and they're also affordable, go to Shake It Off in the mall, in the Raven Mall. Very good. The service is also excellent. And then the super green, the green glow smoothie. And the food is so healthy, so delicious. And You can't go wrong with them at all. But they don't do dinner. It's only breakfast and lunch. So that's the meal. That's the talk for the meal today. And then the next thing we're going to do is meditation. Okay, so I have my daughter in my arm right now. So this, thank you. She's going to help me hold the book. Okay, so we're going to read from Job. So it's called The Second Test. Job 2. This is pretty much the I was going to say watered down version. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for the summary of chapters 2 through 31. Okay, so it goes, Satan went back to God. That's all very well, he said, but it would be a different story if Job himself had to suffer. God agreed that he could test him again, and the very next day Job woke up covered in boils from head to toe. They stung and itched so much that all he could do was sit in a corner with a broken piece of pottery and use it to scrape his skin. When his wife asked why he wasn't cursing God, Job replied, if we take all of the good God sends, then we should take the bad things too. Job's friends came to see him. You must have done something wrong for God to be punishing you like this, they said. Tell him you are sorry and ask for forgiveness. They were trying to help, but they only made it worse. Job knew he hadn't done anything wrong, but their words troubled him. At last he broke out in frustration. Curse the day that I was born. It would have been better to have died. Then I wouldn't have to suffer like this. Oh God, what have I done to make you so angry with me? How can you do this to me? So that was Job in his broken state, where he questioned God, why did you do this to me? And sometimes when we feel that way, we may feel like, oh, it can happen to other people, but God, it should not happen. No, leave it. That's so we cool in him. We say, God, it should not happen to me. All of this bad things that happen in life, it's for other people. It's not for me. It's for other people's families. It's not for me, God. It's not for me. And Job, in that moment, he didn't want to be on earth anymore. And we understand that one of the worst pains that we could go through, and Job went through this, is health problems. And he had a health issue that he had no control over, none whatsoever. He wasn't the cause of it. Like, for example, if we eat bad and we get a health issue because of our eating, maybe because we maybe diabetes, not the ones that we're born with, but the ones because of our diet, or high blood pressure because of our diet, or because we have high stress jobs, or we don't know how to deal with our stress on our jobs, or something like that. Those things are because of something that we did, or within our own lives. And for Job, he didn't do anything wrong, like he said, and God knew that he did nothing wrong. It really didn't have anything to do with Job. And sometimes this is the situation we find ourselves in. And we question God and we ask God, why in the world would this happen to me? I've been doing everything right. I've been doing all the things I should have done. But God, even with all these things I've done right, this wrong still keeps happening to me. These things still keep hurting me. I'm still getting hurt. People are still treating me a certain way. People still treat me like I did something wrong. Really and truly, God, I did nothing wrong. And so Job finally turned, in my mind, he turned against God and he said, God, you are wrong. That's what I hear when I understand when Job says, God, how could you let this happen to me? How could you do this to me? And really and truly, it's not our place to say to God, how could you allow this to happen to me? I've said this to God before. God, I've done everything I could do according to what you say inside your Bible. How could you allow this to happen to me? Everybody else isn't doing all the things that I'm doing. But really and truly, it's just, it's a lack of understanding the sovereignty of God. It's a lack of understanding what it is. It's pride, really and truly. And because pride tells you that because of all the things you've done, any good that you've done separates you from every other human being. That's pride. Humility is no matter what situation I'm in, I am just as human as the other. That's humility. No matter what happens to me, I am just as human as the other. No matter what I do, I am just as human as every other person. And there's nothing in this life that exempts me from the wrong in this life except God's covering and God's protection. And Job had that, and so did I. And when God moves his covering and his protection, it's up to God. We cannot decide what God does or what he doesn't do. We could only say to God, like Job said at the beginning, he said, the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And Job, he moved far away from that position totally. When he said to God, why? He moved far from that position because he became proud, as if he did all these things in his strength, as if he was better than all the people that didn't do all the good things that he did. And I've been there in my life, and God had to correct me, because really and truly, we can all, we choose what we do and what we don't do. But we don't choose for God. Tova doesn't choose for God. I don't choose for God. What God decides is what God decides.
God can do everything.
Yes, within his character. Within his character, yes. Which means that God can do some things and God cannot do some things. Because even though God is able to do many things, Tova, because God loves us and he is love, he won't do certain things. He won't do certain things. And so we have to be reminded, like Job, that we don't decide for God. And we must in all things say to God, Tova, what we have to say. God, you give, and God, you take away. But blessed be your name. We must worship God in all things. We must acknowledge his sovereignty in all things. That's it. We must acknowledge our humanity in all things. And that means we are no different from anyone else. No matter how good or how bad we are, Tova, we are all humans. Black or white, male or female, young and old. We are humans. We are humans, and that's all we will ever be. We're not above or below. And for those of you that feel like you're beneath someone, you will never be beneath anyone. Because there's no one that is above another human. There's no human that's above another human. So if you're feeling in some way, oh, well, she's this, or she's this, or she is this, and somehow you feel so small compared to this girl or this girl, just remember she is just as human as you. Even your fellas, or he have this, he have that, he have this, so he's above me. He been doing this for that long, and he have all these accolades and all this money and all this wealth and all this riches and this beautiful wife and wonderful children, and he get awards and things like that, and I don't have nothing. Well, fellas, guess what? He is just on the same level as you as far as humanity. So he is not better than you. Don't allow yourself to feel like there's someone in this world that's better than you. There's not a single person. The only thing that we have to be reminded of is that humility and fear of the Lord are key in this life. That love for God, love for ourselves, and love for others are key in this life. And so that's the meditation for today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And the song I want to sing is, I was just reading the Grammy nominations. Congrats to everyone that was nominated for Grammy. I've always wanted a Grammy. I'll probably get one in my lifetime.
A Grammy?
A Grammy is an award for music. And so I saw the list of, I think it's the song of the year, and all of the songs are good songs, but I think, this is just me, I think, just me, I think that the song of the year is going to be this one by Victoria Monet. I put this on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. This on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. Put this on my own mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. Put this on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. Listen. Let me tell you all why I think she's gonna win that song. Because her name is Victoria Monet. Because when I saw that girl in that video and I listened to the song, I'm like, yeah. And I saw her up for a Grammy. I said, yeah, she gonna win this. She looks like how the song now. If she wasn't as beautiful as she was, then maybe she wasn't gonna win. But she looked fly. She looked good. She's stunning. I saw her and I was like, wow, where did they find this girl? She could dance. I don't mean like she could dance. I mean like she could dance like Aaliyah Sierra dance. Like she could dance.
Sierra,
and she
my friend.
No, not that Sierra, not the Sierra. The Sierra who was singing the song, your song you like.
Dance with my hand.
No, I don't want. Put your foot down for me, please. She is saying Level Up.
Okay.
That's Sierra. But when I saw that video with that girl, I say, man, where they find this girl? She's very beautiful. She has this beautiful gold hair. And she could dance. Look at that ripped stomach. She looked like how Janet Jackson was back in the day when she was cut. And then her outfit is so unique. And I was like, this is a star. This girl is a star. Then when I saw her on that list for that Grammy, and she was at the bottom of the list, I said, this girl, she gonna win this year. This her year. And I would be very surprised if she doesn't win that song of the year. Because that's a hit. That's a classic. And it's so catchy. Put this on my own mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. And she do. And she do. I was like, wow. Wow. She's beautiful. Great body. Great fashion. Very fashionable. She can sing. She can dance. I'm like, wow. She must have written that song for herself. Right? Right? And listen, when I be singing that song, I be feeling myself too. I ain't gonna lie. So if I be feeling myself, I be like, yeah, I'll put it on my mama. I look good. Like, whenever you're trying to get dressed up to go out. Yeah. If you're trying to get dressed up to go out, that's the song that you put on. When you looking real nice and you smelling real nice and you about to go out on the town, that's the song that you put on, girl. So Victoria Monet, I looking for that Grammy for you, girl. I looking for that Grammy for you this year because that's been a hit song for the year. I'll be playing that song on repeat for a while. I really like that song. Okay, so that's Free Calls on Friday for the night. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all so much. Say bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, see you next Friday. For what?